Hey, what's up, you guys? Let's talk about Kevin Lee, Edson Barboza. I'll tell you what, Kevin Lee's hell on wheels, man. You know, I really hadn't seen much of the guy, but man, he impressed me in the Ferguson fight. And don't forget, you guys, he came into that fight with the staph infection, right? He had like a baseball growing on his chest, and he came out and he put it on Ferguson. In that first round, I mean, he really imposed his will, had Ferguson on his back, throwing big elbows. You know, it could have been, had Kevin Lee been healthy, that could have been a different fight, you guys. That could have been a different fight. Realistically, I think Tony Ferguson still finds a way to get it done if they fight again and Kevin Lee's 100% healthy. But look, man, what Kevin Lee did to Edson Barboza the other night is nothing short of spectacular. I mean, those first two rounds, it wasn't even close, man. It was a landslide. He beat the shit out of him, man. From pillar to post to pillar, whatever the hell that saying is. Something like 100 significant strikes on the ground. Half of them were probably hard elbows to the face. I mean, that he gave him the kind of beating in those first two rounds that changes your career. You know, like Edson Barboza may never be the same. You know, like that might be the fight that changed his career. I mean, you can't take that kind of punishment, you know, 2 fights in a row. And Khabib did the same thing to him, man. Took him down, just beat the snot out of him. You know, and it's just, man, you can't take that. That'll cut your career short. The craziest part about that fight was in the third round, I mean, the entire fight almost changed, right? I mean, with one spinning back kick from Edson Barboza. I mean, that's what makes fighting such a bittersweet thing for fans, because, you know, it's hard to watch a guy get just pounded out, you know, two rounds in a row. I mean, it's not even close. Then all of a sudden in the third round, he comes back and he almost finishes Kevin Lee, you know. And then the fourth round, it's like a replay or a repeat of the first and second round. It's like, oh man, you know, I'll tell you what though, Edson Barboza's corner, I think after that fourth round I would have thrown in the towel, right? I mean, honestly, I thought they could have thrown in the towel after the first 2 rounds. I mean, how dominant Kevin Lee was, there was no sign, no glimpse of anything changing. But then after that third round, I mean, yeah, you got to let the fight continue if you're Barboza's corner, because he almost finished him, you know. But then after that fourth round, you know, so 3 out of the 4 rounds going into the 5th round, 3 out of the 4 rounds were absolute, complete, utter domination by Kevin Lee, where I mean, the ground and pound was vicious. I mean, he beat that dude's brain to mush, you know, to a pulp. And you know, so when I see the doctor stop it with 2 minutes left because of a cut, you know, over Barboza's eye, I'm just thinking, you know what, man, if you're gonna stop it, you know, what, with 2 minutes left for a cut? Come on, man. You know, if you were gonna stop it, you should have stopped it after the 2nd round or in between the 4th and 5th rounds. But you're gonna stop at 2 minutes from letting it finish. And the shitty part is that 5th round was really shaping up to be interesting. You know, it was really shaping up to be interesting. I mean, realistically, those first 2 rounds were probably 10-8 Kevin Lee. I mean, they were that dominant. But that third round, 10-9 Barboza for sure, possibly 10-8. Just how bad he had him hurt. You know, he had Kevin Lee on wobbly legs. And then that 4th round, complete, utter domination. So 10-9 or 10-8 Kevin Lee. But then, you know, the 5th round was shaping up to be exciting. So I do think Edson Barboza was in a situation and a position where he needed the finish. He wasn't going to win a decision, so he needed the finish in that 5th round. But Kevin Lee was starting to, you know, show signs of fatigue. He was starting to fade. So it could have, man. I can only hope they had let it go the last 2-3 minutes, you know. I mean, the guy had already taken enough damage, you know, why not give it 2 more minutes, right? I don't know, that's my thoughts, you guys. But yeah, Kevin Lee looked great, man. He looked great. He's right up there. And Barboza, I don't know, man. The guy should take some time off and, you know, fix those holes in his game, because he clearly doesn't know what to do when it hits the ground. And you know, but standing up, he's hell on wheels. Make no mistake about it.